I guess I kind of got turned around and became more positive when I was told that I could name the recipient, the beneficiary of any funds that are raised this evening. And so, while I have a lot of passions, and Rotary and Gift of Life and what have you, it seemed appropriate that it should be the Boys and Girls Club. Because without the Boys and Girls Club, Jim Castellanos would not be here. So I thought that whatever money we managed to raise this evening should go to support the organization that brought me here. So basically, it's my fault you're all here. I gave you luck. I had to share names and email addresses and phone numbers and relationships and photos. But despite all of that, I did it because I thought that those of you who would choose to come would understand why I did it. I received many cards and phone calls and emails and even some text messages. I'm really very techy. From folks who couldn't be here this evening, and I appreciated that. But I hope that you forgive me for giving you up, so that you could be here tonight, so that the Boys and Girls Club, one of my very first passions of 43 years ago, could benefit from it. Can I get that? I still haven't recovered from this, all these surprises. Some people were supposed to be at volleyball games, and other people had broken arms and legs who were here tonight, and everybody had some reason why they weren't going to be here, and then they were all here. The facets of my life tonight are represented by the Flatbush Boys Club, right here at this table, George and Joe Stomley. So happy to have them here with their wives, Ray and Christine. The South Queens Boys Club, represented by the Godkin children and Kathy Godkin, right here at this table. The Bronx Boys Club, represented by that audio from Joe Leo and Orlando Rayo, right there. And, oops, the Bronx Boys Club. Bailey, one of our Boys Club boys, one of my Boys Club boys at the Bronx Boys Club, and now he works for the national organization. The Patterson Boys Club, well, I mean, there's like all kinds of people here, and I'd like the Patterson Boys Club, Girls Club table to stand up, please, so everybody can see you. They've taken the Boys Club. Peter and his crew have taken it well above and beyond anything that we dreamed about back in the early 70s. Right, Bill Van Giesen and Alice Van Giesen? I hired those two right out of William Patterson College. And remember, Bill, I hired her first.
I know, she never lets me forget it.
Right. Two good friends of mine, husband and wife, hired them both. She was the education director, he was the group club director. She always said I only hired him to get her. That is not how we tell the story, Alice, but you can keep believing that. The Private Industry Council, well, Tony Sabatino, who is chair of the Private Industry Council in Patterson for so many years, and of course we've already indicated is the president of Vogue Systems. So, Tony. Really trying to do this quick. Listen, folks, nothing special. I have been blessed. If you hurt me, I cry, and if you cut me, I bleed. There's nothing extraordinary. If at all, it's because I've had the good fortune of having extraordinary people in my life. Most of you sitting right here around this evening. Thank you. You've made my life extraordinary. But those not with me any longer is my mother, my three brothers, my two sisters, Ned Stomley. Ned and I grew up together at Flatbush Boys Club more than 50 years ago. Walter Porter, oh wait, I'm sorry, Richard Godkin, the Godkin girls, and Richard's wife is here. Rich Godkin was a contemporary of mine, and I hired him when I was at the South Queens Boys Club before I left to go to the Bronx Boys Club. Bill Gates, the original Bill Gates, as we all say, right, Joyce? He always said, I was Bill Gates before Bill Gates was Bill Gates, because he was much older than Bill Gates. So Bill was one of my mentors and heroes, and an example to me of everything that's right with the world and how to treat people. Walter Porter, absolutely love him to death. Those of you who know Walter know my special relationship with him, and we lost him just recently. Mike Gordon, represented here tonight by his son-in-law Kenny Leishman and his nephew Ishmael Sierra. Mike was a dear, dear friend of mine. He's the one that was referred to. Hey, JC, how you doing? What are you doing, JC? I don't know. Look, call me when you're driving home, because I know how you sometimes can fall asleep at the wheel, you know, so call me and I'll talk to you all the way home. All right, JC, how you doing? Oh, by the way, you have any pens? I want to give some pens out. When Mike was in a nursing home, Mike called me up a couple of times and said, Jim, you got some pens? Right, Tony? We know the story. Yeah, Mike, what do you want? We have gold pens. And he said, oh, you got some pens? Well, what do you want, 5? So, you got 20? 20. We sent him 20. And a couple of weeks later, he wanted like another 20. And I finally said to him, look at Mike, either you're selling these to support yourself at the nursing home, or you're using them to apply favors with the staff. A little back rub, a little foot rub. I know, no, Jim, I swear, I'm just giving that. Well, anyway, Mike was that kind of a guy, a wonderful individual. Walked into my office when I first came to Patterson 40-something years ago and said, hi, I'm Mike Gordon. I'm with the Herald News, and I want to do a story on the Boys Club and you as the new director, and the friendship went on from there. Also here from, I have to say, from the Patterson Boys Club is Lisa Gaudino, you'll forgive me, but Lisa Knapp and her husband Mike, and her folks, Angelo, and she's going to kill me. I'll never get the end of this.
Darlene.
Darlene Gamboudi. Dear, dear, dear friend. And finally, Annette Leo, who left us only about 5 weeks ago, maybe. She's represented here tonight by her daughter and my daughter, Donna, and her husband, Frank. Also represented here by my grandson and my granddaughter, Frankie and Nikki. And a day goes by, I don't believe that she's still somewhere for me to reach out to by phone. All of these people have had a tremendous impact on me. I'm nothing more than a result of them and you in my life. My life is a reflection and a result of some extraordinary people. And I haven't left them out. I told you, I wrote this before I knew who was coming. So my family, needless to say, you are also part of Uncle Jimmy's life. And you make me very happy and very proud. And I've never had a day that I haven't been proud to be part of this family. And they will all forgive me if I make a special mention of this gentleman right here. My sister May's husband, known to everyone as Poppy. My brother-in-law, Phil Combs. Phil? I've been a proud Rotarian for almost 50 years. I was privileged to be the 90th president of the Patterson Rotary Club. Did the Patterson Rotary Club stand up? That was 10 years ago. That club celebrated its 100th anniversary this year. Club number 70 out of 33,000 clubs in the world. 100 years ago, that club was formed when Paul Harris first developed the concept of Rotary. And it's right here in our district and our town, Patterson. I'm especially proud, however, and I have to be honest, of my current club, the Patterson Great Falls Rotary Club.
Yeah.
Stand up, Great Falls Rotarians. Stand up, honorary member Tony Sabatino. Stand up. Stand up, honorary member, past district governor Dominic Pinto. Stand up, honorary member Joyce Gates. Oh, she's standing. Oh, good. Stand up, honorary member Pat Kramer. That's the group that I get the opportunity to work with week after week after week. Thank you. Great Falls has been the recipient of has the distinction in less than 5 years to have received 3 district awards. We've collected clothes, food, toys, aided hurricane victims, honored veterans, Debbie Flower, Irma Gorham, Sharon, and their whole band of merry men and women, what have you, just keep us going and going and going. Every month, every time you turn around, there's something else, whether it's collecting tin cans or plastic bags for the food bank, it doesn't matter. They just keep us on our toes all the time. It is a joy and an honor and a pleasure to work with this group of phenomenally passionate, dedicated people. 4 years ago, we hosted, I'm almost done, I promise. 4 years ago, we hosted our first Gift of Life child, a 12-year-old boy from Honduras. He was sponsored by the generosity of Tony and Joan Sabatino, who gave us the money to bring Eric here from Honduras, and they did it in memory of their mothers. So Tony and Joan, stand up, please. Eric and his mom were hosted in the home of Debbie and Rich Flower. Where are you, Debbie and Rich? Back in the back there. Leave it to Debbie, which will be all the way in the back, off the beaten path. She's the one that held me hostage upstairs. I shouldn't even be talking to her. Last year, 4-year-old AJ came from the Philippines. And he was really, I guess, weeks, months, maybe months away from dying. He just had to have surgery. He was sponsored by a friends of past President Sandra Galvin, Joe and Barbara Kettle. And I don't think Joe and Barbara are here tonight, right, Sandra? Okay. Well, they sponsored AJ, and AJ and his mom were hosted by none other than our past president, Jack DiStefano, and his wife, Yolanda. Stand up, Jack and Yolanda. Stand up. Come on. They, I understand from Sandra, were inspired by the selfless act of Tony and Joan. They were at the meeting when Tony and Joan made the presentation, and they went and said to Sandra later on, we can do that. If they can do it, we can do it too. And that's how we ended up with the money to bring AJ. You have to understand, I'm sorry. You have to understand that Gift of Life doesn't just involve the host family. It involves everyone in the family. Jack and Yolanda and Debbie and Rich will tell you the whole family gets involved, and then the whole Rotary Club gets involved. Tremendous effort. But I don't want to leave anyone out, because while the Great Falls Rotary and Rotarians is an inspiration and a force for good, we couldn't do it without the support and assistance of some very special people. I'm not going to name them because you know who you are, but we have such a group of friends and supporters who, when I send out emails or they read our newsletter, won't hesitate to call me up and say, I want to send you $100. I have some codes.